President Muhammadu Buhari's decision to remove Babachir Lawal as the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Ayoke as the Director General of the National Intelligence Agency has been generating positive and even negative reactions.
Yes, indeed. Now the President says he expects the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences, ICPC, to proceed with investigation involving the two top government officials who have just been removed. Now, he says he would not shield anyone found guilty of frustrating the anti-corruption war.
Well, Babachir Lawal was suspended in April after he was indicted by a Senate probe for misusing funds meant for internally displaced persons. Ayoke was suspended after more than $40 million belonging to the National Intelligence Agency was traced to a building in Lagos. Well, joining us to discuss this is a public affairs commentator, Dapo Daramola. Good morning to you and thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Will you say about time or too little, too late?
It's never too late because if you look at the process, many of us expected this to have come before now, yes. But don't forget, it's a case of morality versus the law. What the president has done is not within the ambit of what the FCC or ICPC or the Nigerian police will do. What he has done is to say, I appointed these men. They work directly with my office. They've been indicted, or there were allegations. And he has said, Vice President, please, alongside a few others, internally, this is like an internal audit. They've not looked at it internally and recommended something that the president should do. And the president feels, so, as we speak today now, we don't even know the aspect of that report that the president acted upon.
And that's why Nigerians are saying that the recommendations of that report should be made public.
He's saying that's for internal consumption.
Okay.
But should it be?
It should be. They are his staff. Now he has handed them over to the relevant agencies that will now make, because if eventually they are charged to court.
But can we say he truly handed them over to the relevant agencies?
No, he has pronounced
in the quote, he said he expects. He didn't say, although he didn't go the normal way.
He doesn't have to order.
Said so.
That is when you respect institutions. What Muhammadu Buhari is trying to do is to allow institutions to grow, to have their own life. You see, if you keep ordering, directing, you are making it look as if these institutions are just mere appendages of the presidency.
But isn't that what the optics are really saying? The way the whole thing seems. I mean, some people are already saying that, look, this is just a face-saving move, that the president would not have acted if Nigerians had not cried out over the list, the seeming long list of allegations of corruption within his own government.
Well, allegations of corruption may necessarily not be correct, because the only other major issue has been the NNPC issue, the 25 billion. Mena is not a staff of the presidency. Mena is a civil servant who found his way back into service.
Exactly.
If we look at the merit of all the argument, some people have said, legally speaking, I've listened to lawyers who have said, legally speaking, the man ought to go back because there was nothing that was pinned on Mena. If we look at all the documents that emanated, even within the civil service, there was nothing that indicted.
Isn't this government the cause of its own problems? Take, for example, the issue of Mena, for example. Let's deviate a bit from this. Okay. If government had looked at all the facts on ground and found that it was illegal to remove, or even unjust, to remove Abdurrashid Mena, and government thought it wise to reabsorb him into the civil service, why was it done in such secrecy? Why was it shrouded?
Well, two things.
And why the denial?
That made it now look to Nigerians that something, untoward was going on.
Well, again, it was not the presidency that reabsorbed Mena. It was the Civil Service Commission. His matter went to the Civil Service Commission. They are the ones saddled with purely with the responsibility of either engaging or disengaging. That is the functions. They have clear functions. It's like CBN regulating banks. And you say the presidency expects, you know, to wade in and then instruct. No, the CBN is saddled with the responsibility primarily of regulating banks. So if there's any erring banks, they should deal with this. So PSC, whatever, you know, were the ones that handled the case of Mena. And it was later discovered that the head of service has said in a leaked memo, which she has not confirmed. It's a memo.
Yes,
because
that she actually wants.
In these days
Mr.
of
President,
what is going between Russia and America, we have been reminded that a lot of things go online.
Fake news.
Or EFCC to investigate. Do we investigate mere verbal allegation? Does he have any document to support? We may say it's possible, it is happening. You and I, based on what we see on the street every day, it's possibly happening. But where are the evidence? Who goes to, you know, who goes to investigation without serious? We have even seen the Whistleblowing Act. Some people were consumed by the same Whistleblowing Act because they blew whistle against people, even prominent Nigerians, Sambo, even Jonathan, and it turned out to be untrue.
It blew in their faces.
Yes, we have to wrap
Is the anti-corruption war on track?
We have
to very much on track. Because we have a president who has all the nuances and the body language to fight corruption.
Thank you. All right. Dapo Daramola, public affairs commentator, thank you for your analysis at this time. We just have to wrap it there.